this is a really neat concept or idea that I've been thinking about a lot lately as I work with people. And it's this idea that, do you have or could you create an alter ego? It's like the superhero inside you, or in my version, it's Superman is you, because that's who Superman really is. And Clark Kent is his alter ego. That's who he needs to be when he goes out into the world. But what is this different version of yourself that helps you keep going despite obstacles, right? So if it's like our guest today, Garrett, if he's going on stage, I'm interested to hear, does he have almost like a version of himself that he turns on? You know, are you going into client meetings being on and a best version of yourself, or maybe a funnier version, a chattier version than you normally are? Maybe you're normally introverted, but you know that you need to be more sociable, more engaging, more excited in certain meetings or certain social situations. One that's even comes up for all of us is if we go to an event, like a social event, a wedding, a birthday, and if you ever have those times when you're like, hey, I was really on, I was on fire at that party, at that dinner, at that meeting. Okay, that's your alter ego. That's the best version of yourself when you really turn on yourself. And it helps you overcome challenging situations. Like if you have stage fright, if you're heading into a leadership meeting. And that's, I just wanted to wrap on you and get your thoughts on that, Jeremiah, because this is one that I've been thinking about a lot lately, is because I'm really big on encouraging people to be themselves. Like, okay, don't be somebody else. But what I phrase it as is like, be you, but better.
Great visual, Clark Kent versus Superman. So Clark Kent, mild-mannered reporter at Metropolis. Superman will take down Doomsday and the whole Justice League crew if somebody steps between him and his woman, right? Like you can even see that in the superhero. This is something that's really near and dear to my heart, because as somebody who's a high introvert, I struggle with being with around a lot of people. It kind of like is the energy suck, and I restore on my own. But having gone, you know, when I started getting to keynote speaking, which was in the world of conferences, which is where you're surrounded by 1,000 people, I had to like shut that part of me down and be like, dude, like that's fine, but you're not that now. So go away. And you need to put, and I had to put like the Batman cowl on and be like, all right, now it's stage Jeremiah, it's stage Jer, it's conference Jer, it's extrovert Jer. And I never knew that I was doing that. And I never knew why I was so tired afterwards, right? But understanding this and, you know, how personalities play really was a big breakthrough for me. Do you find that before you get into a Zoom meeting, you have to become an alter ego, or before you have a client meeting, do you have an alter ego? And if so, who do you channel? Is it a better version of yourself? Do you have a superhero you think about? Is it maybe somebody in your life that inspires you, like somebody in your family, and you think about them?
This is a good one to think about, is when you need to be on, or maybe when you just need to be maybe more introverted. Like it doesn't always necessarily mean that you need to be more energetic. If you're that high energy person, when is that hindering you? So I always look at this, is it helping you or hindering you? When do you need the behavior in certain situations to help yourself? Derek says he finds himself quite comfortable one-on-one or in groups, but he only needs to work on it for smaller groups. This would probably be, well, you could always go to Superwoman for sure, or Catwoman. She's a very different woman when she puts on her cat suit, and she's powerful and really goes out into the world and claims that authority and power that she didn't have before she created her cat suit. I don't know if that works for Heidi, but I think of that one. I think of Michelle Pfeiffer, Catwoman, who is just like so strong and sexy and powerful. I like the idea of Superman because it's almost the alter ego in reverse, is that Superman, his real self underneath his business suit is Superman. Like that's who he is, as opposed to Batman, where he puts on a cape and becomes a superhero. Superman is a superhero, and he has to put on, this is a good reversal for those introverts and extroverts to see, is he has to put on a Clark Kent suit to go out into the world to do his job. Yeah.
Yeah. Well
And then
said.
Rebecca, I think about what the client will need from me. I think that's a perfect way to summarize this. What does the other person in that situation? And this is like elevated social operating big time, is who can I be to be the best version of myself, or the person that I need to be in this situation? Not every day, of course.
Yeah, good stuff. Well, I think there's
Yeah.
a high level of awareness. This is a really hot topic, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Anyone out
coming
there
in
who
fast and
doesn't have their
furious.
alter ego yet, is think about who that is. What's the situation that you're often in? If sometimes you're really funny and really outgoing and you find you're not in that zone all the time, maybe that's the best version of yourself. So how do you get into that mood?